What's up YouTube, InfectedXenon here, coming at you guys with my Infernity deck profile here on Slim's channel. I want to give a big thanks to Slim for allowing me to upload on his channel, and make sure you subscribe to him if you haven't already. I'll get onto my deck profile and then you guys can check out my channel, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So quickly, just so you guys can pretty much get a broad view. Also, this is my beta deck. I mean, I've done plenty of testing on Dueling Network, but in real life I haven't done much testing. But it is pretty consistent and good, so keep that in mind. But there are going to be tweaks, and I'll be doing the tweaks and updating my deck occasionally on my channel. So if you're interested in that, make sure to head over there. But let's get started. 3 Archfiend. Archfiend's your level 4. You want to go abuse XYZ plays with him. He searches out any Infernity card whenever he's special summoned, if you have no cards in your hand. So you can get your barriers, your breaks, your launcher, your necromancer, that kind of stuff from your deck, as long as he's special summoned with no cards in your hand. He is an 1800 beat stick, which is pretty nice. 3 necromancers. Necromancer just effect is when he's summoned, you switch him to defense, and he is a 2000 defender, so that's pretty strong at that. Thunder King can run it over, lots of cards can't. And when you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon an Infernity from your graveyard, so Archfiend is your only target. And then since you're obviously gonna have no cards to resolve Necromancer's effect, you get your Archfiend's effect. And you can go into rank 3s with Necromancer late game, since you're not going to be needing to use its effect that much late game. Then I run 2 Stygian Street Patrol, and honestly Stygian is a really good card. But the one thing that does bother me is that he's 1600. He is level 4 though, and if you open up with him, I just recommend setting him and they attack into it, thinking it's a Raikou, stuff like that. Or, you know, Gear Armor, stuff like that kind of stuff. And they're just going to attack into it with caution, and then there's going to be a Stygian Patrol. And a lot of people don't even know what you're playing when you play this card. I don't know why. But obviously the more, the older players in the game will know that you're playing Infernities, but newer players won't know what you're going in against, and they're only going to know what the meta is and stuff. And Infernities are pretty meta, but not really. They're like tier 2, but they're really strong. And pretty much what Stygian does is when he's in your graveyard, you can banish it to special summon a fiend with 2000 attack or less, so all your Infernity cards fit the bill. So yeah, get that into grave as fast as possible is my recommendation. Drawing it is really bad. So 2 Summoner Monks. Summoner Monks just allows for you to ditch your spells and special summon level 4. Depending on what you have in your hand is what you'll go into, so just keep that in mind. And then finally I play 1 Armageddon Knight and 1 Dark Grepher. I wouldn't play any more or any less of them. Armageddon Knight's good at 1 and Dark Grepher's good at 1. I see people playing either 2 Dark Greffers or 2 Armageddons. I don't feel like that's actually a good play, because Dark Grepher is good in its own ways of unclogging your hand, if you don't know his effect is you can discard 1 dark to send a dark from your deck to your graveyard, and that's good at that. And Armageddon, whenever he's summoned, you foolish a dark. So I would just say that. For my 1 of cards, I'll just quickly get on with that. Launcher, Foolish, Rhoda, One Day, and Monster Reborn. One Day is just a Tekken. I'm trying in right now to stop OTKs. All the top decks OTK, and if you don't if you don't have what you want, you can just activate 1 Day of Peace and, just draw a card and sit on whatever. You don't even have to have anything on board. But then the only problem with that is you're going to have to play out with what they have. Rhoda, search your 2 warriors. Foolish, obvious. Monster Born is obvious. Launcher, if you don't know what Launcher does, is you can discard an Infernity card from your hand once per turn. And if there's no cards in your hand, you can send this to graveyard to special summon 2 Infernity monsters from your graveyard. And it's good because it can't get Solemn Warning upon activation. So, just saying that. 2 MSTs, I don't feel like any more is needed. I don't even run heavy. You have lots of traps in this deck, and MST is irrelevant right now. I only run 2, but I'm contemplating on taking them all out in general. 2 dualities, I've actually had people tell me to take this off, and I completely disagree. Your first turn going Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher effect, and duality is too strong of a play, and late game when you have your boarded presence already, you can just duality into more defense. 2 instant fusions just to make those more XYZ plays, namely Lavalval Chain, and then 2 Upstart Goblins. I'm testing it at 2. Right now it's not bad. So yeah, just 2. The 2,000 point gain isn't anything when they're locked out of doing any plays. For your Infernity traps, we played 2 barriers and 2 breaks. I don't feel the need to play any more. Barrier stop is a Solemn Judgment pretty much. Whenever a monster activates or a spell or trap card is activated, you can negate it, and it's a spell speed 3. And then break is you can banish any Infernity card, so you can banish your spells and traps to destroy 1 card on the field. So yeah, it's pretty simple. For your 2 ofs, I played 2 Compulse, 2 Bottomless, and 2 Deep Prisons. Deep Prison is good against Draco Sack, that kind of stuff. Bottomless is just good in general, in my opinion. And then Compulse is amazing against Dracosac. So, and yeah, Deep Prison is good against Dark Wolves and stuff, and Mermails. Then I take in one Call and one Threatening Roar. Call is obvious, Monsterborn or anything in your graveyard. Threatening Roar, stop the OTKs. Sorry about my dog. And then I just play the Solemns and Starlight. People say Starlight's bad in this deck. I also beg to differ. You can save your Barriers and Judgment. And you have a free Stardust for instant fusion targets. I recommend running Carbanola Warrior if you have it, because it's a warrior, and I'll get to that later on in the video. For rank 3s, I play Levier and Giga Brilliant. Levier is good to bring back your Stygian Street Patrol that you banish, and Giga Brilliant's for that OTK push, and it's actually really good at Giga Brilliant, I can tell you. 2 Level Chains is the hardening soul of the deck. You can Foolish any card and place Archfiend on top of your deck. And an effect I forgot about Archfiend is that whenever you draw this card that's not in your damage step, you can reveal it to special summon it, so get your search off. 1 Diamond Direwolf, just pop a card. Maestroke, Gemini Pearl, Gaga Cowboy. Roach is only a filler. I would replace it with Black Ship if I had it. Pappy, signed by Slim. And Heroic Champion Excalibur is why the Carbanola Warrior would be in here, but I don't have it, so we'll just say this is an Abyss Dweller, which is not that relevant anymore. Shockmaster, you make easy shock plays, and then Stardust Dragon because of Starlight. So hopefully you guys like this deck profile. This deck is actually really consistent, really strong, and I do recommend you guys go ahead and try it out for yourselves. If you guys like lots of deck profiles, card discussions, that kind of deal, make sure to head out to my channel. Link will be in the description. I do upload daily content, and yeah, if you guys can go ahead and check out my channel and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to Slim if you haven't already, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this deck profile. InfectedXenon, signing out. Peace out, guys.